a warm welcome to the second video for module N3, and in this one we're going to find out how we can calculate a fraction of a quantity and how to change between top-heavy fractions and mixed numbers. Now in the first video you needed this little homework book, and you'll need it now for this video as well. We're going to do the second half of that little booklet. Okay, so first up, how do we calculate a fraction of a quantity? What do we think over the fractions? Pizzas. There's our pizza again. And here's a question. What does 3/4 mean? Well, let's have a look at the pizza. So let's cut that pizza into 4 pieces. So they are quarters. And if we were going to eat 3/4 of them, we would have 3 of those, like that. So mathematically, what 3/4 means is we divide by 4, we split the pizza into 4, and then we multiply by 3. We have 3 of those quarters. And that's what a fraction means. Divide by the bottom times by the top. So for example, what is 2/5 of 30? Well, to get this, that's what we're going to do. Divide by the bottom times by the top. So we're going to take 30 and divide by 5. How many 5s in 30? 6. So we're going to take that 6 and times by the number on the top. And there it is. So 1/5 was 6, but we don't want 1/5, we want 2/5. So 6 times 2 is 12. Let's have a look at another one. So what is 3/7 of 35? Same thing, divide by the bottom, times by the top. So 35 divided by 7. How many 7s in 35? That's right, 5. And then we're going to multiply by the 3. So we found 1/7, which is 5. We want 3/7 times by 3, answer of 15. Let's have a look at one more example then. So what is 1/4 of 36? Remember the method is divide by the bottom, times by the top. So we do 36 divided by 4. How many 4s in 36? 9. And there we go. So times by the top, and that doesn't really do much this time, does it, when we're finding one of any fraction? 9 times 1 is 9. So 1/4 of 36 is 9. And it's all there in that little red and yellow box. Divide by the bottom times by the top. So over to you now for exercise. There's 10 questions in the booklet, so have a go with those. Press pause now, have a go, write your answers down, and then when you want to check them, press play again. Okay, how do you get on? So let's have a look. What is 3/4 of 20? Well, that's what we've got to do. Divide by the bottom times by the top. So 20 divided by 4 is 5, times by the top, 5 times 3. So 3/4 of 20 is 15. 2/5 of 35. So you're going to get fed up of seeing that red and yellow box, I think, aren't you? Let's have a look. 35 divided by 5 is 7, and then we multiply by 2. 7 2s, 14. Number 3. Divide by the bottom. 60 divided by 10 is 6, and then times by the top. So 6 is 1/10. We want 7/10, so 6 7s, 42. Question 4. 16 divided by 8 is 2, and then multiply by the top. 2 5s is 10. Number 5. 1/6 of 18. Divide by the bottom, times by the top. 18 divided by 6 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3/5 of 40, or 3/5 times 40. So divide by the bottom. 40 divided by 5 is 8, times by the top. 24. 45 divided by 5, 9, times 4, 36. So hopefully you're getting these. If not, just go back and try them again. 35 divided by 7 is 5, times 4 is 20. Nearly there. Number 9. 88 divided by 11 is 8. 8 7s, yeah, 56. And number 10. Divide by the bottom, times by the top. 27 divided by 9 is 3. That's 1/9. We want 8/9, so we multiply that by 8. 3 8s, 24. Good. So now let's go on to the next bit. And the next bit we're going to look at is mixed numbers and top-heavy fractions. So first of all, let's just find out what those things are. Well, let's have a look. What is a mixed number? Well, a mixed number is something like that, 5 3/4. It's got a whole number, or an integer, 5, and then it's got a fraction part, 3/4. So it's a mix of a whole number and a fraction part. And what is a top-heavy fraction? Well, there's an example, 12/5. So 12/5 is a top-heavy fraction because the number on the top is bigger than the number on the bottom. There we go. So how do we change between them? So first of all, we're going to see how we can change top-heavy fractions to mixed numbers. So let's have a look at an example then. Write as a mixed number 7/4. Well, what we need to do first is divide 7 by 4. So how many 4's in 7? Well, there's only 1, and there's 3 left over. Now what that means is then that there's 1 whole and 3 left over, and we're dealing with quarters, so 3/4 left over. So the 1 goes there, 1 whole, then 1 whole is 4/4, and we've got 3 left over, and we're dealing with quarters. So 7/4 is a top-heavy fraction. As a mixed number, it's 1 3/4. There we go, there it is. So let's have a look at another example. 7/3. What do we do first? We do 7 divided by 3. Now, how many 3's in 7? 2. And what's the remainder? Remainder 1. So we've got 2 wholes, and we've got 1 left over, and we're dealing with thirds. So it's 2 wholes and 1/3. Okay, so now we've got an exercise. Let's have a look at the first one together, and then you can have a go at the other 7. So write as a mixed number 9/5. Remember what we do? We do 9 divided by 5. Well, that's 1, and the remainder is 4. So 9/5 is 1 whole, and we've got 4/5 as well. So 9/5 is the same as 1 4/5. So over to you now for numbers 2 to 8. You know what to do. Have a go, write the answers in the booklet, and then when you're ready to get the answers, press play. Okay, so how do you get on? Let's have a look at number 2. Write as a mixed number 11/3. So we do 11 divided by 3. How many 3's in 11? There's 3 with 2 left over. So 11/3 is 3 wholes, and there's 2 left over, and they are thirds, 3 2/3. So 11/3 is the same as 3 2/3. Let's have a look at number 3, 13/5. Well, 13 divided by 5 is 2. We got 3 left over, so that comes out as 2 3/5. And there it is. Number 4, 23/7. How many 7's in 23? That's what 23 divided by 7 means. 3 with 2 left over. So that is the same as 3 2/7. There we go. If you're having trouble with these, go back, have a look at the examples and try the exercise again. But hopefully everything's progressing okay. 47/8. 47 divided by 8. Well, that's 5 wholes. Now 5/8 is 40, so there's 7 left over. So 5 7/8. And there it is. Number 6, 32/9. How many 9's in 32? 3 9's is 27, so we got 3, remainder 5. So it's 3 wholes, and we've got 5/9. So 32/9 is 3 5/9. Nearly there, 53/5. Okay, 53 divided by 5 is 10, remainder 3. So we've got 10 wholes and 3/5. Good. So let's have a look at the last one, and that is big numbers. We've got 67/3. So we're going to do 67 divided by 3. So how many 3's in 6? 2. How many 3's in 7? 2 with 1 left over. So that means it's 22 1/3. So there we go. So that's how we convert a top-heavy fraction into a mixed number. So next up, we're going to look at how we go the other way and change mixed numbers to top-heavy fractions. So let's have a look at an example. So write this mixed number as a top-heavy fraction. So we've got 2 wholes and 3 quarters. Now the first thing we need to know is how many quarters make 2 wholes. So we're going to take the 2 and we're going to multiply that by the 4. So that means that there are 8 quarters in 2 wholes, but we've also got 3 other quarters. So that means we've got 8 add 3, 11 quarters. So 2 and 3 quarters is 11 quarters as a top-heavy fraction. Let's try another one. 5 and 2/3. Now we want to know how many thirds in 5 wholes. So we get the 5 times by the 3. So 5 wholes is 15 thirds, but we've got an extra 2 thirds. So that's 17 thirds. So as a top-heavy fraction, that is 17 thirds. So now the next thing in the booklet, in fact the last thing in the booklet, is a little exercise. So let's have a look. Let's do one together and then you can finish off the rest. Top-heavy fraction. So we got 4 wholes and we're dealing with fifths. So 4 wholes is 20 fifths. We've got 2 extras there, 22 fifths. So there it is, 4 and 2/5 equals 22 fifths. So have a go now at questions 2 to 6. You know what to do. Press pause, work them out, write your answers down. Press play when you want the answers. Okay, how'd you get on? So let's have a look at this one. We got 6 wholes and we're dealing with quarters. So we got 24 quarters plus another one there, 25 quarters. So 6 1/4 as a top-heavy fraction is 25 over 4. Number 3, 1 and 7/9. We've got 1 whole, we're dealing with ninths. So 1 whole is 9/9. We've got an extra 7/9. So in total, we have got 16/9. Number 4, 10 and 2/7. So 10 wholes, I'm dealing with sevenths, 10 sevens is 70, plus the extra 2, 72 sevenths. So 10 and 2/7, number 4, is 72 sevenths. 8 and 5/6, so you know what to do by now. 8 times 6, 48, and then add the 5. 53 over 6, 53 sixths. So there it is. Last one. 22 and 2/3. 22 times 3, 66. And then we're going to add 2. 68 over 3, 68 thirds. And there it is. And that's the end of this video. So we've learnt about top-heavy fractions and mixed numbers. And we've learnt how to calculate a fraction of an amount. So, bye for now, and I'll speak to you next week when we're going to be doing the next module, N4. Bye for now.